If your toilet keeps running, don't replace the fill valve yet. The $8 fix may be under the lid. The tank keeps refilling after the flush. Nobody is touching the handle. The wrong first move is the fill valve. Lift the lid. The seal problem is often inside. When that seal is restored, the same tank can go quiet again. My name is Walt Kessler. On this channel, every claim has to survive a measurement or a source. This episode is settled by a dye check, a size check, and a quiet tank after fill. First, we'll separate a seal problem from a fill problem. Then I'll show you the $8 part that stops most of these. Stay with me. By the end of this, you will know whether this is a seal problem or a fill problem, and you will know which part to buy this weekend. Start with the lid off and the handle released. Listen. If cold water is still entering from the supply side after the float is risen, the fill valve may be stuck open. That is a different repair. The $8 correction is for another pattern. The tank reaches full, then water escapes into the bowl through a bad seal, and the fill valve replaces what was lost. You can check that without guessing. Put a few drops of dark food coloring in the tank. Do not flush. Wait about 10 minutes. If color appears in the bowl while the handle stays still, water is leaking past the seal. If the bowl stays clear and the tank is still taking supply water, look at the fill side first. Also, rule out a short chain and a high overflow water line. If the tank is cracked, water is on the floor, the stop will not shut off, or this is pressure-assisted or sealed dual flush, stop. A flexible seal must cover the tank opening after every flush. When that seal warps or no longer seats cleanly, water escapes and the fill valve replaces it. The real job is at the seal. Here is the $8 part. It is a 2-inch universal solid frame toilet flapper in the Fluidmaster 501 PP21 class. The package holds one flapper. On the check date, Home Depot listed that package at $7.68 before tax or shipping. That is why the title says $8. First, confirm the flush valve size under the old seal. Most older tanks use a 2-inch opening. Many newer tanks use a 3-inch opening. A 2-inch flapper will not seal a 3-inch valve. A 3-inch part is a different purchase and often a different price. If you are not sure, measure the opening or bring the old flapper with you. Hold the old seal next to the new one. Look at how it attaches. Some use side ears. Some use a ring that slides over the overflow tube. Some use a unique frame for one maker's tank. Universal means it fits most common 2-inch valves, not every toilet ever made. If the old part is a special shape for one brand, match that shape instead of forcing a universal part. Before you remove anything, shut off the water supply if the stop turns freely. Flush once to lower the tank. If the stop is frozen, do not force it. A broken stop can flood the room. Work carefully or stop and get help. Unhook the chain from the handle arm. Unclip or unhook the old flapper from the overflow posts or ring. Look at the seat, the smooth ring the seal must rest on. Wipe mineral grit and soft debris with a soft cloth. Do not gouge the plastic. If the seat is cracked, deeply pitted or warped so no flexible seal can rest flat, stop. That is a flush valve replacement, not an $8 flapper swap. Install the new flapper so it centers over the opening and drops freely. Attach the chain with a little strack. Too tight, and the seal never closes. Too loose, and the chain can catch under the flapper and hold it open. Remember, the real job is at the seal. Flush once and watch the drop. The flapper should rise cleanly, then fall and cover the opening without twisting off to one side. Turn the water back on and let the tank fill. Listen for a full stop. Wait. The proof is not that the new part looks shiny. The proof is that the tank stays quiet after fill, the water line holds, and a second dye check stays clear in the bowl while the handle remains still. If the tank still runs, do not keep buying random parts. Recheck chain slack. Recheck whether the seal is seating square. Recheck 2-inch versus 3-inch. Recheck whether the fill valve is still the true source of continuous supply-side water. If the seat itself is damaged, the correct next step is the valve, not a second flapper of the same wrong size. Common mistakes are simple. People replace the fill valve first because it is the part they can see moving. People buy a 3-inch flapper for a 2-inch valve, or the reverse because the package said universal. People leave the chain tight so the new seal never rests. People ignore a damaged seat and blame the rubber. This repair also has a clear limit. A flapper cannot fix a cracked tank. It cannot fix a wax ring leak at the floor. It cannot fix a supply line drip. It cannot fix a handle that will not release. It cannot fix a pressure-assisted unit that does not use this open tank seal. And it cannot turn a 3-inch valve into a 2-inch one. Write down what the evidence says. The real job is at the seal. The tank should hold a quiet seal after fill. If dye stays in the tank and the room stays quiet, the $8 seal did its job. If not, the diagnosis is still open. This weekend, measure the opening, match a 2-inch universal flapper in the Fluidmaster 501P21 class, and buy the one package. Home Depot listed it at $7.68 before tax or shipping, which is why the title says $8. Prices and availability vary. Tax, shipping, and any tools are not included. Confirm the size before you buy. Which one failed at your house? A seal that never seats, a chain that holds it open, or a fill valve that never stops? Tell me your county while you are at it. I read every one of these. Measure the opening. Match the part. Set the chain with slack. Then let the quiet tank answer the question. Measure it before you replace it. Most things are not broken. They are just out of adjustment.